Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. This is a little bit of a different video actually. So on the Sunday most recently gone, it's actually today as I'm filming this, I have just given a talk at my local church all about doubt, and I wanted to share it with you. This time it was recorded, so I don't need to record it again. It was all about doubt, Thomas, looking at the story of Thomas. And so I just wanted to read that passage for you before you actually watch the talk, because then it makes a lot more sense. So John chapter 20 verses 24 to 30. Let me just read it to you. Now Thomas, also known as Didymus, was one of the 12, was not with the disciples when Jesus came. So the other disciples told him, "We have seen the Lord." But he said to them, "Unless I see the nail marks in his hands, and put my finger where the nails were, and put my hand into his side, I will not believe." Again, a week later, his disciples were then in the house again, and Thomas was with them. Though the doors were locked, Jesus came and stood among them, and said, "Peace be with you." Then he said to Thomas, "Put your finger here. See my hands. Reach out your hand and put it into my side. Stop doubting and believe." Thomas said to him, "My Lord and my God." Then Jesus told him, "Because you have seen me, you have believed. Blessed are those who have not seen me and yet believed." Jesus performed many other signs in the presence of his disciples, which are not recorded in this book. But these are written so that you may believe that Jesus is the Messiah, the Son of God, and that by believing you may have life in his name. Enjoy the talk.
So keep your Bibles open. We are going to be referring to them today. But we're kind of going to be working a little bit backwards through the passage. First, look with me at verse 29. Then Jesus told them, "Because you have seen me, you have believed. Blessed are those who have not seen me and yet believed." To be able to say that you believe in Jesus, having not physically seen him, is amazing. To be able to step out in faith and say that you have believed in that is so cool. However, there are two sides to every story, to every coin. Some people, like Thomas in today's passage, needed just a little bit more evidence to believe. Would you say you're a doubter? Would you say you're a cynic? Are you cynical of what people say? Are you cynical of the Bible? Do you find it hard to accept things as true without concrete evidence? We have just heard the story of Thomas, doubting if Jesus was alive after he had been crucified. Do you relate to Thomas? I think for us to truly understand what Thomas was going through, we have to put ourselves in his shoes. Take a minute with me. Imagine this. You are one of the 12, Jesus' disciples. You are a friend of Jesus. You've just seen him crucified. You saw his body be taken down from the cross and buried in a grave, in a tomb. Jesus has been telling you, though, and your other friends, that he's coming back to life. But do you believe him? I think in one way or another, a lot of us have been in the same situation as Thomas at some point in our lives. Look with me down at verse 25. So the other disciples told him, "We have seen the Lord." But he said to them, "Unless I see the nail marks in his hands, and put my finger where the nails were, and put my hand into his side, I will not believe." I don't know where you sit with the Bible. I don't know if this is your first time hearing anything Bible related at all. I don't know if you've been coming along to YF for a month or a few years, or whether you've been a Christian for a long time now and have doubted if God is really there sometimes, maybe when you see suffering or something bad going on in the world. I'd love to be able to tell you that I've never doubted anything. But let me tell you a little story. In the last 4 months, I've had my partner, my boyfriend, staying with me in my family home. He's a fairly physically fit 21-year-old guy, and 4 months ago, he became bedbound. We didn't know what was going on, and all he could do was really eat, and that was a push some days. Seeing this healthy young person go from full health to bedbound really does make you question where God is. In the last 4 months, I have doubted God more than ever before. These doubts, these worries, those anxieties have been taken away. And actually, the story is not yet over. We still haven't come out the other side of it. He's still suffering, he's still not well, he's still sick. But I can stand here in front of you today and tell you that I'm no longer doubting God. I went to Jesus with my worries. I went to Jesus with my questions, and he answered them. He showed me places in the Bible where people were struggling, where people were suffering, and that he was still with them, how later their suffering could be used for good. Now, I don't really know why Stephen suffered. I don't know if I ever will. But instead of doubting God, I'm now at a place that I trust him wholeheartedly. Why am I telling you this story? You might be sat there asking, shut up, stop talking about yourself. I'm telling you this story so that you know that you are not alone in your struggles. I think a lot of the time, if you have to tell someone that you're doubting something about the Bible, their immediate response is to tell you that you shouldn't be doubting. I'm here to change that. If what it's going to take for you to change your mind about the Bible is concrete evidence, go and look for it. It's there, I promise you. Explore those questions. Find that evidence. Find what it needs. Find what you need to convince you. Just because you need more evidence than the person sat next to you, that doesn't make you any less of a believer at the end of the day. You can both end up at the same conclusion and believe in Jesus. Thomas, although he doubted, he still came to believe. What can we learn about Thomas's encounter? What can we learn from it? Don't feel guilty about having doubts. The wounds of Jesus are there for all time to reveal the humble and forgiving love of Jesus. Jesus accepted Thomas just as he is. He accepts his challenge without complaints or criticism. Do not feel guilty about having doubts. Like Thomas, be honest about your doubts and bring them to Jesus. When Jesus answered his doubts, Thomas's response was the utmost pinnacle of respect, reverence and awe. He said, "My Lord and my God." It's in verse 28. Just look straight down at that Bible. From a place of having doubted, Thomas makes perhaps the most strong statement of Jesus' divine nature in all of the Gospels. When you have doubts, and I'm sure you will at some point, take them to Jesus. It's okay to have doubts, but take them to him. He is there to show you who he truly is, and will help you work through that. In the same way, there are people in this building today who are there to help you work through your doubts. I want to challenge you to do just one thing. Be honest and open with your doubts. Look to the Bible and explore the questions that you do have. I've had my doubts, as I've said, and certain things about the Bible I've doubted since becoming a Christian. And if anything, looking into the Bible and exploring those questions has brought me deeper into my faith when I found those answers. I'm pretty sure that's the same for a lot of people in the room today too. Doubt is not the opposite of faith. Confidence is. Having faith is putting complete trust in something that you may actually not be able to see. If you are confident of something, you don't need to have faith to know it's true. You can have faith and still doubt things. This is my challenge to you. Talk through your doubts, work through them, and take them to Jesus. So as we move into a time of prayer response, I'd like you to get out your phones. I'm pretty sure no preacher has ever said that before. Get out your phones. Open up your notes and write down one thing that you are currently or have recently been questioning about God, faith, Christianity, the Bible, anything. Just spend a minute, think about it and write it down. Now, you don't have to share that with anyone if you don't want to. I encourage you to, but you don't have to. Although, one thing I do ask is that over this next week, I'm sure you're all a bit more free now, exams are finished and things like that. You have a bit more time. Spend that time that you would have done revising and go and look into that question. Go and look for the answers you're looking for. You may be doubting God in suffering, anything. It can literally be anything, but go look for the answers. Talk to the people around you. See who else has dealt in that and come to those conclusions together. Explore it together and look to Jesus for your answers, just like Thomas did.
And yeah, that's all I have to say. I hope you enjoyed. I can't say anything else. I hope you could take something away from that. Please do share it with whoever you think might need to hear it. And I will see you soon. Bye guys.